Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be the further you get away from it, the clearer it becomes. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please subscribe. So I'll jump right in. The further you get away from it, the clearer it becomes. Think about the narcissistic relationship. When you were in it, it was anything but clear. It was topsy-turvy. It was a roller coaster of emotions, going up, down, in, around, backwards, sideways. You never knew what was coming at you next. Now, keep in mind also, you didn't know what you were up against. You did not know that narcissism was prevalent on this planet and that perhaps you were in a narcissistic relationship or relationships for a period of time. Now you're getting the wisdom on my channel. You are understanding and becoming awakened and aware that this is an issue, a concern on the planet. Having said all these things, the further you get away from it, the clearer it becomes. This is completely accurate and true. When you are in the narcissistic relationship, keep in mind, you were tolerating poor behaviors, basically of a petulant child in an adult body, is how it was. And you were being gaslit. Your emotions and your attributes were being played upon. They were being weaponized against you. As I mentioned so frequently on the channel, these include your time, your energy, your money, your effort, your empathy, your social circle, your status, your health, the people that you associated with, your business, virtually everything you possess, the narcissist wanted to take from you. And they did this for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship. Now, having said that, keep this in mind. When you finally understand, you get that first light bulb moment, you get that first nugget of wisdom, you find my channel and you say to yourself, oh my goodness, this sounds like the person I was with. This sounds like my mom, my dad. This sounds like my boss. This sounds like my neighbor. This sounds like these people in the organization or the community that I'm a member of. When you find that, that is like worth its weight in gold, because you were meant to figure this out. Not everybody figures out that they're in a narcissistic relationship. You, however, already have an advantage. You are figuring it out. You're getting the wisdom. You are coupling that with your experience and your education, and now you are implementing boundaries. Perhaps no longer are you a people pleaser. Perhaps you've now learned how to harness your empathy, because now you are the educated empath, which I did a video on a few weeks ago. You should really check that out. The educated empath is a beautiful individual. It's a person who now has boundaries, who knows their worth, who has value, who doesn't listen to toxic individuals any longer and drowns them out. Another thing is, I must suggest on this video, like I do virtually every video, if you have the ability to block the narcissist or go no contact, delete them, remove all flying monkeys and people associated with them, that is the path. If you cannot do that, I understand everybody's circumstances are different. Utilize gray rock. Understand what gray rock is. It's when you're going to become boring. You're not going to give them any of your emotions. You are not going to react to their poor behavior. You're not going to go for the shock value that they usually try to instill upon you. Example, they may call you and say something, oh my gosh, this just happened, I need this. And you're like, okay, what can I do? Right there, when you're reacting, you're giving them supply. Now, if you don't understand what that means, you have work in front of you. Continue to watch videos, become awakened and aware, and understand that in time you will get the actual education to help insulate yourself. If you do understand, drop comments below. Remember, on the channel, I mention frequently, I subscribe to this notion: respond, don't react. Stay stoic, stay calm, stay centered, stay within yourself. Do not give a reaction to anybody unless it's, let's say, a happy birthday and you're celebrating a birthday and you want to be part of the festivities. Great, do it. I'm referring to narcissists or toxic individuals. Stay centered, stay calm. Getting back on track, the further you get away from it, the clearer it becomes. It is completely evident. The further you get away from the narcissistic relationship, the more the narcissistic fog lifts. The less you are in the relationship in or around that individual or individuals, the less they are draining your energy away from you, the less toxicity is seeping into your pores, and your beauty and abundance is seeping into their pores. Remember, the narcissistic relationship at its core is an energetic exchange. Your energy and your spirit and your abundance and your beauty and everything that makes you you is being removed from you insidiously, slowly, and it's going to the narcissist, and the narcissist is replacing they're sucking all of your positive energy out of you, and they're inserting all of their negative toxicity into you. That's why when you're with a narcissist for a period of time, that's why you feel so drained. That's why you can cut the tension with a butter knife. That's why you can cut the air in the room with a butter knife, because things are not, they're not in a free flow state. They're in a state of repression. They're in a state of discomfort. They're in a low vibrational state when you're with the narcissist. Notice how when you're with the narcissist, or you were with the narcissist, how the behaviors would be. You would look at and experience poor behavior by the narcissist, and you would be like, what is this? Who does this? I don't get it. Does anybody else see what I see? And then you would look around the room and everybody would act like everything's normal and it's all puppies and rainbows. Why? One reason could be because they didn't notice what you noticed. Two, because you're super close to the narcissist and you see the poor behaviors, and now their mask is slipping right in front of you. Or the next reason would be because you have been so groomed to tolerate that toxic poor behavior, you just look another way. You're just like, oh my gosh, here we go again. Amazing. I can't believe this. I don't know what's going on here, but I have to figure it out. But then again, as I mentioned, you figured it, you found my channel. You found that needle in a haystack. Now, all of these things I'm unpacking, and I'm unpacking a lot for you during this video, these are all to let you know that when you're in it, meaning you're in the relationship or you're in the narcissistic fog, you can't see your way out of it many times. It's not until you remove yourself from the relationship and you can zoom back out and look in the past and learn from the past. And that's when you can identify, oh, that's what that was. That's what that holiday meant. That's what that gift was. That's why they didn't show up. That's why they went on vacation by themselves. That's why they blew up my birthday. That's what that meant. That's because things become clearer, because you don't have somebody over your shoulder hammering you with verbal abuse or gaslighting you or stonewalling you or disappearing. In other words, your energy is now being placed within yourself. When you were with the narcissist, your energy was being placed anywhere but within yourself. It was virtually being placed wherever they directed you to place your energy. That's why you were the chauffeur, the pool boy, the person who pays the bills, plans the vacations, raises the kids, takes the kids to school, pays for supplies, pays for extended family members, etc. You were doing everything for everyone because the narcissist was directing you which way to do these things. But you were not doing your hobbies. You were not living your best life. You did not have a social circle. You were feeling kept down and repressed because you were. Now, like I mentioned, the thumbnail mentions, the further you get away from it, the clearer it becomes. You will understand so many relationships the further you get away from the narcissistic relationship, not exclusive to the narcissist. What that means is you will actually go down rabbit holes of other people that you knew, that the narcissist knew, and then you'll be like, wait a minute, oh my gosh, that adds up. I see now why this person did that and that person did that. Because this was all a big show. It was a big orchestration, a Broadway play, if you will, and I'm not downplaying anything or making light of anything. And it was a performance. You were in a role on a Broadway performance that you did not know you were cast for. Example, you thought you were in love, or you thought you were in a friendship, or you thought that you were in a business relationship, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, sibling, whatever the relationship is and or was. But you didn't know what you were up against, and there was an individual, the narcissist, or perhaps even a few narcissists, orchestrating the direction of your path of what you were doing. And they weaponized your empathy and all your beautiful attributes against yourself. You just didn't know what you were up against. I keep mentioning that because the truth is, the further you get away from these relationships, the clearer things become. Now, does it happen overnight? Absolutely not. Does it happen in a certain time frame? Definitely not. Does it happen when you put the work into yourself? Absolutely it does. Each and every day you get further away from the relationship, the clarity comes more and more to you. The weight of the relationship dissipates. The level of toxicity and the negative energy fades away, and you see things for exactly who they were and what they were. The next question may be, are you going to get all the answers to the questions you want? Definitely not. No, you won't. There will be so many things that A, you've forgotten about, B, you should forget about, C, you won't get the answers to, because they're just, this isn't like, again, like you broke a bone in your arm and you go to the doctor and reset it, and after 6 weeks your arm is healed and you're back to normal. It doesn't work that way. There are so many layers upon layers upon layers of the narcissistic abusive cycle that you will have to process and or you have processed. But anything that is important to you, I can assure you, things are important to each and every one of us. Different things are important to each and every one of us. But one thing we all want is closure. We all want to understand what we are up against. Now, A, you're gonna have to give yourself closure because the narcissist can't do that. I created videos on that before. And second of all, you're gonna have to really dig into yourself. You're gonna probably have to heal childhood wounds. perhaps talk to a therapist who knows and has experienced, unfortunately, the narcissistic abusive cycle. You're gonna have to journal, you're gonna have to meditate, you're gonna have to watch videos, you're gonna have to spend alone time in the cocoon of boundaries, which is another video I created. That's when you're insulating yourself and you're really focusing on yourself and you just don't want to be around people. In other words, you are self-isolating. And right there is a huge difference between being isolated by the narcissist, which is what you were, and self-isolating for your preservation and for allowing yourself time to heal. As you can tell, there are a litany of topics I'm discussing in this one 15-minute video. I can go any direction we want me to go in. I'm just casting a wide net here for perhaps the newbies on the channel and the veterans to understand that the further you get away from these people, i.e. the narcissist, the clearer the relationship becomes and the less toxicity is in your system. Yes, that's true. Another thing, remember this, if you are trying or attempting to break the trauma bond, which is a real, serious thing, it's one of the most challenging, if not the most challenging thing to do on this planet, you will do it in time, in your time, you will do it. You will have to really focus on yourself though, and you will have to take necessary steps to place your attention and your energy into yourself and understand that the narcissist, they never had your best interest at heart in the past, in the present, and they can't in the future. All they want to do is keep you down in that low vibrational state where they vibrate. They don't want you vibrating super high where you vibrate up in the sky. They don't want you doing that. They want to take you down where they are, and they want you thinking about them. They want you pining for them. They want you believing that they have changed or that they have found the love of their life, which is you. None of that's true. So that's why you shouldn't accept a Hoover. But getting back on track, the further you get away from the relationship, the clearer it becomes. It's absolutely correct. You will figure out so many people that were a part of your life for that period of time, which was the length of the relationship with the narcissist, who they really were, why they really were around, what they told you, whether it may or may not have been true, the mysterious coincidences, and there is no such thing as a coincidence on this planet. But back then, let's say you went to a restaurant with the narcissist, and lo and behold, there's somebody that you work with at the restaurant, and there's no one else in the restaurant, and you're like, what are the odds of me being here with this person who turns out to be a narcissist? And 10 feet away from me is another individual who I know. That's kind of strange, isn't it? Because it is. But back then you didn't have the wisdom. Now you do. I hope you followed that. There will be so many stones to turn over, and so many things to uncover in the rubble of the relationship. You will do it. Remember, uncovering the rubble of the relationship, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. Each and every day, continue to move forward, educate yourself, become awakened and empowered, and understand that maybe you don't make progress today. I'm talking about unearthing some of the past. Maybe you go a week without it, and then all of a sudden you're going for a walk or you're meditating and you're like, oh my gosh, that's what that meant. That's what happens. These are light bulb moments. These are when you finally, the clarity in your brain is becoming so abundant that all these things start popping into your mind, and you will put the pieces of the puzzle together. Believe me when I tell you, I have, and you will too. But this takes time. It takes patience. It takes fortitude, strength, commitment, dedication, devotion, resilience. It takes so much to understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. No longer does anybody else come in front of you. They don't. Remember the oxygen mask analogy that I share with you frequently. If you're in the airplane 30,000 feet, and then you hit turbulence and the oxygen mask drops from above, you have to put the mask on yourself first to save yourself before you can save the persons next to you. No matter how much you love them or who they are, you can't save them first. You must save yourself. And notice this before I close the video. Let's say you were discarded. If you were, did anyone go knock on your door and check in on you? Absolutely not. Most people weeded themselves out. So having said that, and if you couple it with the oxygen mask analogy, now you get the point. It's reality. It's called life on this planet called Earth. You will have to save yourself. There is no other way. You can lean on other individuals as much as you want to, or they will allow you to, but at the end of the day, you will have to do the work. So guys, get the message. The further you get away from the relationship, the clearer it becomes. It's so true. There are so many levels and layers upon layers upon layers of this onion to be peeled back. A 15-minute video can't do it justice, but I want to share with you that if I am doing it, and I've done it, you can do it, and you should be doing it. Focus on yourself each and every day. Guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware, and understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. The clarity will happen. It will happen not overnight, but in time it will happen, and you will see things for what they really were. The lessons from the past need to be applied to the present day. Living in the present moment is the path. Living in the past is not the past. We need to learn lessons from the past so we can live a better day today. And again, we don't want to be living in the future, predicting the future, because no one's guaranteed to be here tomorrow. And don't think about what ifs. Think about the present moment right here, right now. As I'm creating this video with you and you're consuming it, this is what I'm doing. I'm in the present moment, and so should you be. Guys, no matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. God bless you. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye, guys.